Hello, Facebook friends. It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Monday, October 14th at 5:03 p.m. It is Columbus Day, but it's not an official holiday for me to say no live, just saying. So here I am, and I'm here with some fun stuff this week. Hello, Pamela. Okay, so don't laugh. But today and the next few days, we're going to be talking about poop. Yep, I said it. Go ahead and laugh, giggle. But the reality is we all make it daily, I hope. And nobody likes to talk about it, right? Nobody likes to talk about our bodily functions. Hello, Teresa. So, as I've talked about before, about 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Okay, your gut microbiome contains trillions of microbes, including good bacteria, good viruses, all kinds of good stuff that you don't think are there, but they are. Right? Go ahead, laugh some more. It's funny, okay? But we're going to talk about it. So, what makes up that microbiome can help determine what foods are actually good for you and help optimize your health. Now, here are a few surprising discoveries about the microbiome you need to know. And this came from a source where they do a lot of testing on your poop. You can send in your poop, and they can test it to see exactly what you are absorbing, not absorbing all that stuff. Hello, Jen. It's not a cheap exam. It's not a cheap test, and it's not going to be covered by your insurance. But if you're having a lot of issues, something to consider, right? Okay, so here are the discoveries that they came out with. Number one, healthy food is not always healthy. Okay, that goes against everything I've ever said. But by that I mean in your body, as it is, foods such as bran, spinach, beets, and nuts, they contain things called oxalates. Now, if you lack the enzyme or the bacteria that help to properly metabolize oxalates, then you may not feel very good after you eat those foods. But they are healthy foods. Bran, spinach, beets, nuts. People talk about them all the time. So just because it's healthy doesn't mean it works well in your body, okay? So I always recommend that people keep a food journal. Okay, keep a journal, write down what you eat, everything that you eat. Even if you snuck a few candy bars or whatever you did, nobody should be looking at that journal but you. And you write down how you feel, and if you had heartburn, or if you had a stomach ache, or if you were gassy or bloating, or you had diarrhea. Yeah, I said that too. And how many times you went to the bathroom that day. Because you will be able to learn a lot if you go back and look at what you ate 2 days before, a day before, 3 days before, to determine what is causing your symptoms. Number two, antioxidants. Similarly to healthy foods, foods such as berries, walnuts, pomegranates, they all contain ellagic acid, which needs to be converted to another compound. But if your microbiome is unhealthy, you may not be getting all the goodness from these foods that you should be. Okay, again, so it depends on how you feel and how your body reacts to these things, which will determine if they're actually doing your body good. Number three, are you eating too much protein? Protein helps build muscle and provides energy, but certain bad bacteria feed on this protein and ferment it in your body, creating inflammatory substances. This is not good. So you need to think about that again when you're eating protein to make sure that it's not too much for you. Number four, stress and anxiety appear in your microbiome. Okay, 90% of all serotonin, that feel-good neurotransmitter that we think of as a brain neurotransmitter, is produced in your gut. Yep, it's produced in your intestinal tract. Okay, so when you have a toxic microbiome, your gut lining is affected. which leads to what we call leaky gut. And basically, there's no boundaries, okay, for what can come in and out of your body through your gut to prevent bad things from entering your body. So this results in a low-grade chronic inflammatory condition and can result in depression, anxiety, and other chronic illnesses. Okay, so be aware of how your stress is affecting your gut. Number 5, your microbiome affects your energy. Your microbiome is responsible for calorie extraction or creating energy from our food, right? We need those calories. That's when you look at the containers or jars or labels that say how many calories. That's what we need for energy. So that's what that calorie thing is about. So besides eating right, a healthy microbiome can also play a major role in how much energy you have based on how well it is taking in those calories. And lastly, number 6, low stomach acid and chronic disease. The acid in your stomach not only helps with digestion, but it also kills bacteria that you eat from your food or bacteria that come from your oral or nasal cavities. Okay? These are pathogens. If you have low acid, and we'll talk about how that happens, these bacteria make it down into your GI tract, into your lower intestinal system, and can mess up your healthy microbiome and result in inflammation. So how do we have low stomach acid? Let's think about all the over-the-counter medications and prescription medications that everybody talks about all the time, right? Zantac, Prilosec, Prevacid, oral antacids. That's going to mess up your microbiome, so get off of it ASAP. And there's a ton of other reasons. If you Google what's going on with these medications, you don't want to be taking them anyway. Okay, so final note, make sure you're taking a probiotic that can survive the stomach acid, make it through the small bowel and get into your colon and kind of colonize and do your body some good down there. Okay, you need that healthy bacteria. You need to really figure out what's happening in your body. Keep a food journal. That's my note for the day. Keep a food journal. So on that note, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, eating good for you, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another Live in 5.